Hello and welcome to the UK Minifigure Collectors YouTube channel, the only channel focused primarily on minifigures. Today I'm going to give you another glimpse into my childhood. So scroll back to 1982 and I'm sitting there watching TV and all of a sudden this cartoon series emerged and it was called Inspector Gadget and it was a huge success. It went on for quite a few years, but it took about a year before the toys actually came out, and there was various companies that made them, but we're going to be focusing on the company P&M. So after a little bit of research on P&M, I actually couldn't find any other mention of them other than this Spanish box that these figures actually came in. Now I don't know how they were packaged inside. I'd assume just standing up inside some sort of styrofoam sort of base. Sadly, there was only 6 sculpts, and they were all based around the heroes. There was no Claw, who was the bad guy in the show, and that would have been the most phenomenal figure ever. The first minifigure is this plain Inspector Gadget, so none of his extra tools or anything, but it's a nice sculpt of him, and I love that little sort of like shocked expression on his face. But as you can see, the painting is severely lacking. That's what leads me to think P&M were maybe like a lower company, someone who they were just starting or something like that. It's a nice piece though, I really did like this one. The second minifigure, while it's the largest minifigure, it's also the most iconic of Inspector Gadget. He's got that telescopic arm with that go Gadget arm. But when I looked a little bit more closely, I did actually notice he's only got 2 right hands. He's got no left hand. It's just something I noticed, these little things. But I love the way they've done this one. I love the colouring and the balance of this figure. Really nice. The third figure is one of the weakest in the line. I don't like the way his feet are holding. It just seems to fall over a little bit more. And for me, he leans a little bit too far backwards. And they should have gone with the telescopic arm coming out of the hat holding the magnifying glass. I think that would have been more iconic for the actual TV show. But as such, it's not a bad figure. And it is an iconic piece. Next up we have Penny, who is Inspector Gadget's niece. Now she used to solve most of the actual crimes with a dog brains. Now for me the paint application on this completely ruins the figure. It's way too thick. And if you look at the eyebrows on the figure, they've used some really dark ink sort of paint, and I don't know if it actually is a common problem with the actual figure itself. Next up is Brains the dog. Now he has a really bad paint job done to him. I mean, it is horrifically bad. I mean, it's so heavy around the eyes and on the top of the ears that it actually ruins the figure itself. Now I don't know if it's the actual paint or the actual sculpt, but it just doesn't work. Judge for yourselves. I mean, you can see how poor that paint job is. Next up is my favourite of the actual series, Chief Quimby. Now I love the little look on his face, that little sneer and kind of the way the eyebrows just raised to sort of wondering what's going on. But I love the added little details, the braces and the buttons on his front, and the way he's holding that pipe. It really is a good shot of him. Like I say, it's my favourite of the bunch. Again, very heavy on the paint though. I think these actually display really well, but they're best viewed from sort of slightly further away. The closer you get to them, the more imperfections you see, especially with the paintwork. Now, weight-wise, yeah, they're solid PVC, so they're going to weigh quite a bit. But size-wise, I think the largest one, Gadget B, is actually about 9 centimeters, so a little bit larger than, say, a muscle figure. And with that, I'd like to say thank you very much for watching the video. If you liked it, don't forget to leave a like, and I hope to catch you all again next time.